Hello, it's Michelle again. I am back today with this very cool thing I found at Costco, which is a set of 3 hardcover notebooks. It says personal notebooks. Hello, kitty. My kitty's coming to say hi. So it's personal notebooks, and as you can see, for the 3 of these, it is $11.99, which is like almost half the cost of what one single Moleskine generally costs. So, you know, I normally work with the composition books, the Moleskine composition books, because one, I like something that's a little bit bigger than the Moleskine because of the dashboards and things that I do, and you've seen that in my layouts. And also because I'm cheap, and I'll admit that. I don't have a whole lot of money to throw around. I think most of us don't. And I find the composition books to be a little bit more economical. But, of course, they don't have the hardcover, and I know a lot of people like the hardcover. So when I saw these, I grabbed them because I figured I can certainly use them for some of my writing projects and that kind of thing, and it would be great to take a look and see how they compare to the others, because as you can see, they are bigger than the Moleskine. So one of my concerns is I like a bigger size. Another concern is the cost, and for $11.99 the price seems right. Okay, so they just say personal notebooks, and I'm not seeing, like, okay, here we go. It's called Spice Box Books, and this is called Letterbox. So apparently that's the brand name. It says, here it says 2 quality hardcover notebooks. There are 3, so I guess we got a bonus. Each book contains 160 lined pages, elastic band closure, and inside pocket. So 160 lined pages, and let's take a look together at what this looks like inside. And I'm not seeing anything that says what the dimensions are, so we will go ahead and measure them. Okay, so then they come wrapped up in this little thing, so I'm going to try to take this off as carefully as possible in case there's information on the inside that it's taped in here. But nope, doesn't seem to be anything on the inside of that, so that's that. All right, so they come, at my Costco there were 2 different sets of colors. So there was this red, blue, and black, and then there was another set that had orange, I think, and green. So definitely a few different color choices if you want. There is this elastic band, nice thick cover, little place on the inside for this book belongs to, so that's nice. You can put your information there. The lines are very dark, so if you prefer like dot grid or being able to kind of draw your own in, if that bothers you, this might not be the best thing for you. It does not bother me. So it's a little bit sticking up here, but you could very easily, you know, push that down, and then it's going to lay flat all by itself, which is another thing that I think is very helpful. There's also a bookmark in here, so brand new pages. So this somehow has some manufacturing defect in here, because you saw me open this up, so you know this didn't come from me. And let's take a look. Is that happening in the other ones, or was that just one of those unlucky things that happens every once in a while? Nope, there doesn't seem to be anything wrong in this one. And let's see. Nice little end paper, that's nice. And my favorite, the red. Nope, there doesn't seem to be anything wrong in this one. So I think my guess is that this was some sort of glue or something that got in there, which is unfortunate, but you know, there you go. So another thing that I like, as you can see from those other 2, is this does open up and lay relatively flat. This one also, well, you'd have to push down on that, but then it will lay flat. So these lay relatively flat, so if that's important to you, and it is something I definitely do like as well, so that is nice there. I like the bookmark, I like the closure, and of course if you want you can always use that as a second bookmark. Or I do like being able to have things closed, so that is nice. Sorry, my desk is a little dusty. I should have cleaned that off before I did this. All right, let's take a look at the size here. So 10 inches by 6.5 inches, and in millimeters or centimeters, 25.3 centimeters, 17.3 centimeters this way. You can tell my brain doesn't naturally work in centimeters. So you've got an additional 1.5 inches of space that way, and an additional about 1.5 inches, a little bit more than 1.5 inches of space that way. So this is the composition book, and 3 millimeters taller, but of course the composition book is wider, a little less than 3/4 of an inch wider. But this is almost as big as the composition notebook size. So if you're looking for something that's bigger than the classic Moleskine, that you can do bigger layouts in, and you're looking for something that has a hardcover, this is a good option. And you can't beat that price for $12 for 3 of them. I think that's about the same price that I pay for these. So the last thing let's do is let's take a look for the ghosting. I personally don't care so much because composition books ghost me, but let's take a look and see in case that does bother you. Okay, so these are the 3 pens that I use the most often. This is a Staedtler Tri-Plus Fineliner. I love this pen. This is the Pilot P500 Extra Fine. And this is also a Pilot, and it's an extra fine. October 1st, 2017. October 1st, 2017. And I will say this paper feels thick, feels like good quality. I'm not a paper expert though. October 1st. Alright, well, let's take a look. There's a little bit of ghosting here. You can definitely see that something's written, but it's not the kind that's going to interfere with what you're writing on this page. And with my juiciest pen there, I see a little tiny bit of bleed through. So if you are using very juicy pens, you will get some bleed through with this. So, but this is a $4 notebook that has a hardcover. It has a bookmark. It has this elastic to keep it closed, little end paper here, and like the Moleskine, it has it's glued on here to keep it protected apparently, and I ripped it off. And it's got an end envelope for you to stick stuff in, so just be careful when you're pulling that off, or at least a little bit more careful than I was when I did it. It's a bigger size if you like a bigger space, and the price is right, at least in terms of my pocketbook. So I will link all of this, everything here down below. So if you do shop at Costco and this looks good to you, I would say go snap them up, because you know how things are at Costco. You never are sure how long they're going to stick around. If you have any questions, let me know, and thanks for watching. Have a good day. Rip, tear, shred, rip, tear, shred, rip, tear, shred. I always enjoy the rip, tear, shred, don't you?